Michigan Wolverines game. Taking on 3-3 Northwestern Wildcats, who are 1-2 in the conference. Northwestern has just kind of gone every other. They beaten Rutgers 21-7. Defense looked really good. They actually played better against Rutgers than Michigan, and Michigan State did.
Yep.
So that's interesting. They got annihilated by Nebraska in Nebraska, 56-7. They beat a MAC team, Ohio, 35-6. They lost to Duke, 30-23, and Duke's been one of the worst teams in the last 10 years in all college football. So, Indiana State, also not another impressive win. So, Northwestern's basically their wins, other than the Rutgers, where they decided to show up. They've played nobody. Ryan Helinski is now probably their quarterback over Hunter Johnson.
Yep. He's not good either.
Yeah, and he's a transfer from Kansas, right? I think he is.
Yeah, I think so.
But McNamara, is he the starter this week, or is it time to roll out JJ McCarthy and run with it now?
Well, so again, we've talked about it all year long, how difficult it could be to make the change on an undefeated team when he really hasn't really done anything wrong. I mean, he threw one interception last week, but I mean, it was kind of miraculous that you're going to throw some interceptions. It happens. So, and he's led his team to a comeback win against Nebraska on the road. Kind of hard to sit him down now. But if you're going to do it, you do it this week. If you're going to make the change, you do it after a bye week because you had extra time with McCarthy, and you do it against a team when you're at home against a team you're better than, that you know you're better than. I doubt they make the change though.
And if they do, we won't know until literally game time.
Yeah. I just doubt they make the change. I think we're going to see a lot of McCarthy, but I don't think they're going to make the starting change. I just don't see that happening. If they did, then what that would tell me is either McNamara's hurt, which, we'll never know that until game time, or like McCarthy made some massive step in practice where it's like, all right, like this dude's legit at that point. I'll be pretty excited if that's the case. But I know they want to obviously get JJ on the field. He's still going to play. He's played in every game pretty much. I think he only didn't play in one game.
Is there a risk he transfers if he does not start this year?
No, I don't think he's worried about that.
That's all the announcers talking in because you don't want your 5-star quarterback to transfer.
I don't think they care. I don't think he cares about that if you listen to him talk. And I think he probably knows that like it's only a matter of time. Like he probably knows he's better. Like here's my thing. Like if McNamara right now, if it's McNamara's team and he leads his team to whatever they end up being, and this continues to be a successful season, like you can't really pull him. But after that, it's like there's a ceiling with McNamara that's just not as like JJ's ceiling so much higher. And the team can just get to that point. And I think kind of like, they talked, I've said it a couple times, but like when Kelly Bryant got pulled for Clemson for Trevor Lawrence, it's not the same level thing, but it's like Kelly Bryant wouldn't do anything wrong. It's just like Trevor Lawrence gave that team something more and gave that team a chance against the better teams. And I think maybe JJ's that guy. I don't love everything McNamara does, but I do love a lot what he does. I mean, he's safe with the ball. I mean, there's the one turnover. That's it.
That's a bad turnover, but yeah, he is.
Bad turnover, but like, I mean, eventually one's going to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. It picked a bad time to do it, but eventually.
Just when he closed his eyes and threw that ball. That's how bad that is.
Here's the thing, though. I was stressed watching that game, right?
Yeah.
And watching them come back, but at the same time, I've been way more stressed. Like, I just feel like he's not going to force the ball into a spot where it's like he's going to completely lose the game for you, right? I just feel like he's not. Now, is he going to make plays that are going to win the game for you? I don't know either. He made some good throws, especially down the stretch. But really this team's going to live and die probably on their running backs. They're their best players. So I don't know. He might be the perfect quarterback for this team. He might be the perfect guy. But I do. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts there? I would love to see the freshman. That would be really cool.
I think, and that's the thing. You already brought it up. Like if he does get the nod, then essentially something happened this week where it's like, okay, he did something where it's like you basically can't not start him at this point. Like he just showed everything. He's already shown his potential in game. They put him in some meaningful positions to play. I agree with you. It's like I think McNamara frustrates me. I vented to you in our group chat, but like he's not inherently doing anything wrong. It's just you think that this offense has more tools, and I think I think we're so like primed to seeing like Jared Goff, and I think McNamara reminds me of the college football version of Jared Goff, where he's missing easy flat routes, or he does too many chuck downs, and it's just like, all right, that's a good way to be safe with the ball and not cost you the game, but it's now getting to the point where I've seen with Jared Goff, where okay, I am too frustrated with Jared Goff, and I think just despite McNamara not having the turnovers that Goff has fumble wise, I just.
And last week was the first week where McNamara was missing deep shots too. And apparently it was like crazy windy in Nebraska, so that could have been some of it too. Not like Adrian Martinez was really throwing deep shots either. He was mostly screens and dump.
It reminded me of Joe Milton overthrowing a ball last year.
But it wasn't that bad. So see what Joe Milton did for Tennessee this past weekend. It was stupid. It didn't become a meme. But that's one of his biggest attributes has been like his deep ball accuracy. So if that continues, like then you have something there. But if the overthrows continue, you can't have that. Like he should have had Sanders still, who made a crazy catch that should have been a touchdown against Nebraska. He missed a few. He hit a few too. But he missed a couple of those deep shots that they need off of play action because their running game's so good. So. I don't know. It's one of those things because he's one of the hardest QBs there and can evaluate because, like you said, you can't sit there and hate everything that he's doing, but you can't be like, man, I love this guy. It's just one of the worst guys.
He doesn't get you excited. That's just the thing. Like no. I don't know if I've ever done a fist pump. Oh yeah, McNamara. Like I've done fist pumps almost every snap JJ McCarthy is in from the very first dime that he dropped. I don't know, man.
But I don't know. McCarthy just brings so much more to the table, so it's a big question. If McCarthy runs out on the field as a starter on Saturday, which I don't think there's any like rumors that he's going to. I don't really think there's any. I haven't read anything. But if he does, and like you said, we know something at that point changed from what was going on. So if he does, I would say let's get excited because something changed and it's time. He's ready to go. So